Today's world is built on technology. Computers are an integral part of almost every industry, providing the communication and real-time access to data that's needed for fast decision-making. But there are some locations you can't take a mobile device into. Too dirty, demanding, or dangerous for a normal device. But Getac doesn't make normal devices. Getac devices are built to withstand some of the most demanding environments imaginable, from heavy industry to the modern battlefield, without sacrificing features of security. Getac give you performance where you need it the most.
In the NHS, some of the requirements that we do have quite often is to work with either old systems that they may have, or indeed to fit into the environments that they have in a specific way. One of our clients, East Midlands Ambulance Service, had to have a product that was designed specifically to be able to be used with a specific version, old version of Windows, but also have the ability to work on a newer version of Windows as well. One of the requirements was also to be able to interact with the NHS spine by using a smart card, whether that be a physical interaction with a smart card reader or whether that be a contactless interaction with a smart card reader. So these are some of the features that we have to introduce at a bespoke level from a customer point of view, from a software side.
The type of features our customers rely on in the field, for example, there's sunlight readability, the ability to read the screen in bright sunlight, where Getac has a proprietary technology called LumiBond, which allows the light not to reflect directly back at the customer, but disperse that light to allow the screen to be read clearly. We also have a hot swappable battery technology, which is key in the mobility sector, where customers don't have the option to plug in as frequently as they would like. So therefore, the ability to swap batteries over whilst the device is still powered up is a key capability on our devices. By capturing data, real-time data, that data is then transported back via various communication methods, either LTE, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, and then can be analysed almost instantly.
East Midlands Ambulance Service is using Getac devices as its standard in ambulance devices, allowing paramedics to communicate directly with hospital admissions and keep high-quality digital records.
The information gets downloaded to any hospital that actually takes the patient from us, which can be shared amongst doctors, clinicians at hospital. It makes it a lot easier to access the information than having a bit of paper passed around.
I think paperless NHS is something that is going to happen. It's a case of when it will happen. The challenges they have around just to get somebody through the door and have everybody that works in the environment, the hospital specifically, to then use an IT system that then allows for better patient experience. So an example being just taking somebody's details, their name, their address, and then being able to look up records from the government systems. And then when they get transported to another area in the hospital, they're not having to fill out the same details all the time. In some instances, you could be filling out the same details or ask the same questions 4 or 5 times in one visit.
Being able to deploy a highly available, resilient, rugged technology platform in the back of an ambulance has lots of challenges. One of the reasons we opted for the Getac ruggedized tablets was because when we evaluated the products around, it came out as the preferred model that we wanted to deploy. We're looking to use that though as a springboard for a lot of other clinical developments that mean we can become far more mobile as a workforce, because some of the things we talked about previously around how the NHS has changed over the past few years mean we've got to look at ways that we can be more mobile, and actually being able to deliver technology that works from the back of an ambulance that our crews can just use with confidence is a challenge, but it's one that's working. It's working well so far, and as long as it continues to do so, then I think everything should be okay.
Getac don't believe in making compromises. All our devices are built from the ground up for mission-critical environments, providing exceptional performance with extreme durability, multiple input options and industry-leading security.
Mostly the security features around access to certain applications. So they will have a username and password, or they'll have to have a swipe of a smart card or an interaction with a smart card. That will then give them data logging. So if somebody was administering a drug, then they can log to say that they're administering that drug at that time, or indeed if they're able to or not able to, you can interact with the device so it allows them to do something, because they put different levels of personnel restrictions on what they can interact with. So that's generally where the security is from an IT point. Obviously they've got their own closed networks, they've got a username and password, but more and more you'll see that changing towards biotechnology, so thumbprint or even face recognition now, to make that interaction easier. Rather than username and password, you'll see more technologies coming forward, like Windows Hello, for example, or a thumbprint. So the main approach that the NHS have done historically is to try and take the data off the device and keep it in a cloud. So in a hospital environment, they are just interacting with the server side. Where that's not possible, you need to look at data encryption, you need to look at secure communication, and so there is a level of data encryption when the device is off. So if somebody was to steal a product, they can't then boot that product up and take data off it. But I think more prominently you need to be looking at data when the product is being used, because if a product is already logged in by a particular doctor or nurse and that product then was left logged in and that product then walked, you need to be able to encrypt that data so nobody can actually steal that information that's on there, even if they're logged in. And so we have data at rest and also data in use protection on our products.
In order to support our customers through GDPR, Getac is launching a suite of security features, allowing our customers to ensure that their data is secure from the lowest levels of security all the way up to the highest levels of government security.
Getac give you performance where you need it the most.